If you guys are looking for any cheap and reliable coins, check out MMOPO.com. Use the code PINGU at checkout to get 8% off. Guys, welcome to the final episode of the Cadiz career mode, and to start this episode we're currently mid-table, 29 games played, 35 points, and the main objective of this career mode was to avoid relegation, and I think we've pretty much done it with 10 points clear with 8 games to go. So I think what I'm potentially going to do is simulate all the games other than the Real Madrid and Barcelona game. We'll play those, and hopefully at that point we'll already be safe from relegation. So I think all in all, the main objective of this career mode was to do something like really challenging, but it hasn't been the challenge that I properly wanted, which I hope we can find in the next career mode, because I could have very easily I think the second season on this would actually be more challenging than the first season, because I'd lose Pepe, Negredo, Ledesma, and I think one or two others, maybe like a Sebe, and I think one of the central midfielders, Fernandez. So in terms of next season, the rebuild would have been quite big, but obviously moving to next gen, I think it's the right step to do, because it's much better. There's new cutscenes, and it just looks much better. So we're going to go simulate this first game against Granada. I think they are below us in the table, so it should be a easy win. They haven't exactly got the most difficult team in the world. There's Kennedy from Chelsea, and Bakani up front, who's a decent striker, quite pacey. But other than that, it's a pretty beatable team. I think Vallejo's from Real Madrid. I think he went on loan to Wolves, didn't he? And then he came back to Real Madrid. I'm not too sure what happened there, but as I said, the main objective was to avoid relegation and to kind of just do one season with Cadiz. Just while I waited for next gen, I wasn't 100% sure when my PlayStation 5 was going to come. I'm glad that I've got it kind of a bit earlier than I expected. And we can move on to a next gen career mode. There we go, they do make it 1-0 there just before half time. A little bit of an annoying time to concede a goal. But in a way, I'd kind of, to make this last episode quite interesting, if we literally lose all of the games up to the Barcelona-Real Madrid game, and then we kind of have to rescue our season in those last 4 games, that would be something quite interesting. Other than that, there's not really, I can't really get the points to go any higher in the league, and to get to like a Europa League or a Champions League spot, so I may as well just accept that we've got mid-table and just simulate these games up to the major ones. So hopefully we can. Hopefully the result is a loss in this game, but we'll have to wait and see. Then we go full time against Granada. We do lose the game by the 1-0, and as I said, we kind of in a position in the table where we can't exactly go any higher on 35 points, and to get to the next level it's going to take us another 15 points. And then relegation is also 10 points away, so we're kind of just stuck in the middle until the end of the season, which isn't too far away at the end of the day. We do get an offer here for Mesa, but I'll just completely ignore transfers now. That we are literally just wrapping up this career mode and seeing how we do finish off. It's been quite a fun one. I kind of wish in a way I waited a few days and maybe started this one on next gen, but it's just one of those where it's kind of unfortunate, the timing of it. Next game is against Sociedad. A little bit of a better team. Obviously, they've got David Silva from Manchester City, Ozurabal, Isaac's a very good striker, Porto, and all in all, we'll probably lose this game, but it is a home game, so potentially we may nick a point. It's actually quite a nice career mode team. Like you've got some really good youth players in, like Isaac especially, and then you've got a few older ones like Nacho Monreal and David Silva, who are obviously very good squad players. It'll be very interesting to see what the result is in this game. There's a goal for Real Sociedad with Ozurabal, very good winger of course, and it'll be very interesting to see how we do in these final few games. As you can see, we have only got 40% possession and not even had a shot so far. Vallejo with the goal there to make it 1-0 just before half time. A very nice goal, and a player I definitely would suggest if you're like any mid-table team that need a winger. He's not the fastest, but technically very skillful, and a good finish on him as well. So I think he's been one of the players that I didn't expect to be quite good. But I think he's actually our second highest rated player other than Pepe. And I think Pepe's a brilliant, like, for any career mode that you need a centre-back in the first season, you're not going to get much of a better player, but Porto does make it 2-1 just to kick off the second half. They do make it 3-1 there with David Silva. I don't know what's happening defensively with us. And, yeah, it's clear to see that Sociedad are doing well. And that's 4-1. It seems that defensively we're not doing too well in this game, and it's very likely that Sociedad are going to win now. Chance here for Xhaka into Negredo, and it is into the back of the net to make it 2-4. We did concede 2 goals against Leganes, so you never know, we might be able to pull it out of the bag, but probably not, and probably will lose the game. Then we go full time against Sociedad. We lose the game 4-2, and a game that I probably would have won if we did play, because it's a home game, and they're like a mid-table team. You know, generally they do quite well, but we're still mid-table. We're still 12th in the league, and yeah, the gap's it's not really getting closed, so, you know, it's going to have to, you know, Huesca are going to have to pull something out of the bag, and the team's blowers are going to have to win quite a few games in only a few games' time. Next game is against Celta. They are 17th in the table, which is quite surprising for saying how good their team is. You know, you've got Iago Aspas, who's about 80, is he 83 or 84? He might even be 85, to be honest. Vazquez, I don't know if that's Lucas Vazquez at cam. Denis Suarez on the left, sorry. Murillo's a decent centre-back as well. Hugo Malo's a good right-back. Not too sure who Taylor, the left-back, is. Just trying to think off the top of my head who that is. Can't really think of anyone, to be honest. We've also got OK, number 5. Bit of a funny name. Yeah, it's quite odd that they're pretty much in the relegation zone. With the quality of squad that they do have. Oh, we have got a penalty here. Fernandez is fouled in the box, does take the penalty, and he does put it away to make it 1-0. At home, of course, I think, 95% chance I win this game if I played it, so by simulating we kind of hope the result does change and maybe makes the last few games of the season interesting in terms of a relegation battle. That was the main objective of this career mode, to be in a relegation battle, but they have quickly replied. It is Franco Vazquez from Sevilla. I'm not too sure if he's transferred there in real life or not to Celta, but yeah, like I wanted us to be kind of in the relegation zone. I don't know if I'd have to almost make a career mode where I'd put like a Cadiz in with, you know, every top team in the game, so like a Bayern Munich, a Barcelona, Manchester City and Liverpool all in one league. But they have made it 2-1 there with Yoxalu, the Turkish CDM, I think, and yeah, like I think that's the only real way of putting yourself into it. I don't know how I'd put myself into a bottom 3 situation unless I literally changed the league to have literally the best teams in the game, and I don't know. It's super frustrating that I'm playing on ultimate difficulty with difficult sliders, and I don't know. I just expected a little bit more of a difficult career mode. Maybe if I didn't do any signings at all, maybe then we would have been in a much more difficult situation. You know, if I didn't sign like a Pepe at the back or a Lasagna up front, I think we would have struggled a lot more. So maybe that's what I should have done. But then again, it wouldn't have been that much of a fun career mode, because without signings, you know, signings are the most interesting part of a career mode, is how you improve a team with whatever budget you do have. So yeah, I think we've done well this season. It's been a nice career mode, just for a bit of a gap between the Derby career mode and the next career mode on next gen, and it'll be very interesting to see what you guys think of the new one. Goal for Iago Aspas to make it 3-1, and it looks like Celta have won the game, and it is 3 losses in a row now, so, you know, I'm hoping we do start to head down that table. It's 4-1 now. I don't know what's happening with these players. It's kind of annoying that they've had literally 4 shots and scored 4 goals. We've had 3 and only scored 1, but there's the full-time whistle. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we do go into the table. Whether the team, obviously Celta are much lower in the table, but we're still 12th. Literally, I don't know if we're stuck there or something, but the teams below us just don't seem to be closing the gap. Although if if Huesca do manage to win, then it'll only be a 5-point gap, and with the final 4 games that we do have that are quite difficult, it will be quite interesting to see how we do, of course. Into the next game then against Real Betis, and another team that are quite decent, 7th in the table. I'm not too sure why my fitness is so low, but I don't know if I can really, maybe this is a way of putting us down the table, just playing with a team that's got no stamina. So yeah, looking at their team, they do have Unistel in goal, Victor Ruiz and Sydney in the back, quite decent. Alex Moreno, William Carval, the CDM, Fekir is very good indeed, and Loren, the striker, Canales as well in the midfield. It's a pretty good Betis team, to be honest. I still don't quite understand why Fekir plays here. Some of the teams that he was linked to, and he ended up signing for them for an absolute bargain. I think it was only like 16 million or something, for a player that's said this to be quite good, but maybe not. We do make it 1-0 though with Xhaka, who's been a pretty decent signing in that midfield. Just a nice. He doesn't get into too many highlights because of the style of player he is, just like a ball-winning midfielder. A lot of the goals that we did manage to score when we did sign him are because of basically what he does in the midfield. There we go, full time against Real Betis. Unfortunately, we do draw the game, but a decent draw against top 7 team. I think all in all, you take those kind of points against the big teams, and it probably will mean that we're kind of confirmed for staying in the league. It's still a 8-point gap between us and the relegation zone. Next game is against Deportivo Alvarez, or Alaves. I'm not too sure how to say the name, to be frankly honest, but they've got a decent team actually. They've got Lucas Perez and the other striker, who is eventually see who it is. It's Josh Salute, who used to play for Newcastle. Hoffman's a decent winger. Albrighton's a brilliant winger from Leicester. Lejeune at the back, former Newcastle as well. And Pacheco in goal, he's like 82 rated. So it's a pretty decent team for saying that they are in the relegation zone. But again, we'll have to see how we do. And it's a little bit of a concern, the fitness, but I think there's a bit of a gap after this game between this one and the Barca. Goal for Joselu there to make it 1-0 in the 18th minute. And getting the first goal really does make the difference. We got the goal in the Real Betis game first and managed to get a draw. So if they keep up this, especially with our stamina, how it is, a little bit of a concern. But I'm at that point of the season where if we're gonna make it interesting for the final 4, we do kind of need to drop points and hope the teams below us do pick up points, but it just doesn't seem to be happening. But yeah, it's been a fun career mode. I think it's nice to do something a little bit different, outside of England, for a change, just a bit of a Spanish holiday. And I think Negredo and Lasagna up front have been 2 brilliant strikers, and I might be tempted to sign Lasagna on another career mode in the future. As a budget striker, you can't get much better. Transfer in the box for Joselu does make it 2-0, and at that point I'm almost tempted to jump to the result just to get into the next game, because I doubt that we're going to get anything from this one. When you speak too soon and the game just goes, I'll just flip the game on its head. You think at 2-0 down, there's no chance of coming back. Somehow they've won the game 3-2. Now, I don't know if that would have happened if we continued that simulation. The fact that I did jump to result, basically, But at this point, basically, it's confirmed as avoiding relegation now. I think I don't think it's mathematically possible with 4 games remaining. So we will go into the next game against Barcelona. Hopefully the fitness isn't too bad, but it probably will be, which is a little bit annoying. But we'll have to wait and see in a couple of days' time. It's okay. I'll take that. They've got about 80 stamina. And then we've obviously got Real Madrid the week after. For some reason, the fixture moved. Why? Because it was there before, and now it's moved to the Saturday. I'm pretty sure it was like that anyway. We'll play these couple of games against the big teams, and if I played some of these games that we are simulating, what is it? Is like a 15-point gap. Yeah, I could have very easily got us into the top 6 with this team, which it's just not very realistic at all. So I'm quite glad that we did simulate just to ensure some results were changed. But yeah, I think Sebe is going to be suspended for this game. As you can see, he's gone down to a 72 now. When we did sign him as a 76, I think. So yeah, it's clear to see that the players are declining. Here we are then at the, I think it's the new camp. Yeah, it's not exactly the new camp though, is it? I'm not too sure why it's not on FIFA, but nevertheless they've got Stegen in goal. Jordi Alba, Sula and Longley then. Sergio Roberto, really good midfield of Milinkovic, Savic, Pjanic and De Jong then. Ansu Fati and Immobile and Lionel Messi. Very, very good attack. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how we do play with the team. And you know, if we can maybe upset one of these big teams at the top, then maybe we can affect the title. Oh, that's a good ball into Ansu Fati. Completely sold me, and they do make it 1-0 in the first 10 minutes. I think if we get to 3-0 down at any point in the game, then I'll definitely just quit, because it's just pointless playing out the game. Because, you know, in terms of the playing against these top, like, for example, if I made a custom league of, you know, the top 5 teams from every single division, plus Cadiz, I think we would have been in a relegation battle. But it's the gap between... Somebody did say that the Bundesliga is a more competitive league than La Liga, and the top teams are better in La Liga, but the overall average of, like, the ratings, I think the Bundesliga is probably better. Like, there's not much of a gap in the Bundesliga between the top teams and the bottom teams. Obviously there is, like with Bayern, Dortmund and a few others, but like the middle and the bottom of the table are very good quality. So yeah, it might be something we can look at in the future, another career mode in a foreign league. And yeah, I've quite enjoyed the different graphics as well. I think that's quite a nice feature of the La Liga. Sanchez with the chance to run into the box. As you can see, Sebe is considering retirement, and as I said, the number of players that are going to be leaving the club at the end of the season is a little bit ridiculous. So I'm kind of fortunate that next gen has come now, because if I was going to do another season, then I think the second season would have been far more difficult. So yeah, I think we kind of got away with it, but at the same time, I think it's nice to move on to a new career mode and something different. Oh, that's a good turn from De Jong. Goes into the box now. The power has not been terrible. I've not exactly played that many games with him though, since we did sign him. Pepe with a good tackle there. It's the movement of the passing. Like, you'd have never thought to release that ball there, but they did. And it goes into the near post. Cleared by Akpo. Goes across the face. Blocked by the defender. I don't know how Akpo's got a touch in there. And yeah, we're almost at half time now, and if we can get it to 1-1, then potentially the game can open up a little bit. Can we slip it into Sanchez? Yes, we can. This is the fun, because we're playing against probably the best goalkeeper on the game, with, I want to say 70, maybe 75 goalkeeping ability. You know, scoring goals against Barcelona, very difficult with our, you know, 75 shooting players. Maybe if I had some, you know, if I had an Artur Cabral like we did in the Derby career mode, I'd have a chance on these sliders. But you know, it's because we've got this first season not grown team, that these teams, you know, that are obviously very good, we do lose against. So I think there's aspects of this career mode we have got right with the difficulty, but it's always going to be a challenge. But hopefully maybe on next gen we'll see something a little bit different. Chance here for Lasagna. Can he get into the box and put it into the back of the net? Yes, he can. We have made it 1-1 in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Big Kevin Lasagna, lovely player. I loved, was it last FIFA or the FIFA before? He had like a foot swaps card, and it was really good. It was like 84 rated, and he has got 15 goals this season. I think Negredo's on about 14 or 15 as well. So I've quite enjoyed. I think playing the 4-4-2 has definitely benefited our league position. You know, with the Derby career mode, I was essentially only playing a one-striker formation, but having the two, you know, if one striker isn't performing, the other one will come in and score the goals. So I'm not too sure what formation we'll look at in the next career mode, but I have quite enjoyed doing this one. Also on the attack here, not many numbers back for us, so we're going to have to be careful. It's now into Sergio Roberto, dinked into the box. Keeper should get it though. Oh, that's a great, like, Pepe has absolutely took him out there. And we have got a chance here for Lasagna. Can he get around the final defender? You see, I've completely forgot about development plans. That's the one thing about this career mode. Final attack of the game here then. Can we nick a point? Well, 3 points again. We're going to nick the point. Can we nick 3 points against Barcelona? Oh, that's a great tackle from Sula. There we go, full time against Barcelona. We do draw the game 1-1 and take a point off the very, very good team of Barcelona. It just shows how, you know, like the quality of the team that I have built in this 4-4-2. We didn't exactly have much possession, but we managed to nick a point, and yeah, I'm not too sure if that will be the same situation against Real Madrid. Here we are then at home for the final game of the career mode that we will be playing against Real Madrid, a very good opposition of course, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see the teams. Obviously Pepe against his former club. I think Negredo, I want to say, came through the Real Madrid academy, but they have got Courtois in goal, Mendy, Carvajal, Ramos and Varane, Casemiro, Modric and Kroos, then Eden Hazard, Lucas Vazquez and Karim Benzema. Obviously Lucas Vazquez was on the Derby career mode in Season 2 and terrific player, like really good for that one season, but then we brought him out and, you know, we won everything in Season 3, like we won the Prem, we won the Champions League, and yeah, I just hope with next gen, you know, ultimate difficulty, I don't know, I don't think EA will, but you never know, we might get a surprise and the game might actually be realistic. Great to bring it forwards here, now into Lasagna. I must say the combination of these two, it's a bit of a shame that they're both left-footed. Like if Lasagna was right-footed, then you know, it would have been maybe slightly more deadly, but I think both of them have got, as a partnership, I think they've got over 30 goals now, and probably are the reason why we are so high in the table. Oh, if we draw this game then we're not relegated, so I guess this will secure the season. Lasagna with the shot and into the back of the net. That is a wonderful goal from the big Italian, and that is the dream start against Real Madrid at home. As I said, home games are much easier, although the Barcelona game wasn't actually that much of a challenge, but I don't know, honestly, like the sliders that we're playing on ultimate difficulty with competitor mode, I can't really do much about it. I don't know if maybe playing like a 5 at the back formation, that's the only thing I can really think of, and you know, basically take away the opportunity for us to score as many goals. That's literally all I can think of, but then, you know, it'll be kind of boring if I don't score in a lot of games, but then again, we may, you know, I think that might be something I'll try on the next career mode, you know, going for a 5 at the back and basically being better defensively but not as good going forwards. Chance here for Real Madrid on the edge. Great tackle from Pepe, like that is what we got him for. Chance here for Real Madrid in the box. Oh dear, why did I do that? You know when you're confident after doing a good tackle and then you try and do it again but with a different player who's obviously not as good at tackling. That's what I've done there, and yeah, Ep10 does give away the penalty. Chance for Benzema to put it away, and oh, that's top quality. That is, like, on the shot error, they literally slot them in the top corners, and it's very difficult to save penalties. It's the way they move, the passing and the movement is just so good from these top teams, and the only real way to break it up is with sliding tackles, because you can't actually get close enough to do a standing tackle, and you just kind of have to hope that a slide is enough. I won't go to ground with Ep10, but that's a great block from Pepe. Chance here for Alejo. Can he make it 2-1 in the box with the shot off the post and into the back of the net? What a way to end the career mode if we do manage to beat Real Madrid, who I think if they win this game, I think they could secure the title. But if Atletico Madrid win their next game, you know, it'd be nice just to have an effect on the title by doing something like that. But what I've found is in this game is literally just fouling them, because EA don't give you red cards this year and occasionally give you yellow. It's very easy just to slide basically, and you know, I've been quite successful with it so far. As you can see, it just breaks up the play, and it's quite dirty, but you know, it's in the game. EA don't know how to book people, and I've capitalised on it. Chance here through the middle. Oh, that's a great tackle from Espino. Like, it's not even like I'm fouling people, it's just that I'm sliding them, and it's been very successful. I'm just, I just seem to be timing them perfectly in this game and stopping the attacks. But Aubameyang with the ball here into Eden Hazard. Now into Modric. It would be nice to get the win, but with this final attack they have pulled on the pressure. Get in there. Oh, it's right on the edge though from Xhaka. I don't think he'll be a red because they never give a red. And yeah, as you can see, we've only fouled 5 times. For saying how many slide tackles I've done, it's actually not that bad. But they just got the goal. I actually hate this game sometimes. Like, it's so annoying because as soon as I kick, there's full time, and it's just we nearly got the win. We nearly ended off this career mode with a lovely win against Real Madrid. But you'll take a point against Real Madrid and Barcelona, of course. And with that point, we do avoid relegation. As you can see, we only had 2 shots and scored both of them. So in terms of how clinical we were, very good indeed. So into the next game then against Levante, who are down in 17th, and I think I'll just quick sim the last couple of games and wrap up this career mode because the results are literally pointless. We can't go any higher, we can't go any lower, so we do draw that game. And yeah, it's such a shame that the career mode did come at a point where the next gen consoles did come out, but I think it was a nice little career mode that we did do. It was only like 10 episodes as well. I might be tempted to do like double uploads alongside each other with this series and the new series, just to get them both up and running. And yeah, maybe doing 2 career modes at once is something I could potentially look at. So yeah, let's go into the final game against Real Valladolid, and we'll just quick sim again, and it probably will be a win because it's a home game. Don't listen to me, I literally don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's the season wrapped up for Cadiz. We do finish about 12th, I think, 13th. So, the fact that we finished on essentially the same points as Valencia, who are, one of the best teams in this division. A lot of draws for Valencia. If they turn some of those draws into wins, they would have gone much higher. The top 7, the top 8, to be fair, looks quite realistic. And that those 2 points, those 2 points that Real Madrid did drop against us, have caused them to not win the league, and Atletico Madrid do win the league. So it's nice that we had an effect on that, and yeah, it did change the history of this career mode. And yeah, what somebody did mention was that the Bundesliga is a stronger team, and what I think he meant by that was the teams at the bottom in the Bundesliga are better than the teams at the bottom in the La Liga, because Elche, Alaves and Huesca are just really poor. For us to get 42 points and to avoid relegation quite comfortably, it has kind of shown. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this series that we did do with Cadiz. We will be now moving on to all next gen career modes. There are a few changes with that, and yeah, I think all in all we've done quite well with this team. I kind of want to have can I have a look? I'm trying to have a look at the stats for the season. I don't know if I can do it now because I've ended it. I could probably do it here. But yeah, as you can see, we got Lasagna with 16 goals and Negredo got 15. So that partnership up front was really, really solid. I'm not too sure about assists. Yeah, Negredo got 9, and Lasagna and Fernandez also got 7. Also 6 assists for Xhaka. Since January that is as well. He's got 6 assists, and if I had played some of those games, he could have very easily got top of the assist sheet. Alejo with 6 as well. And in terms of clean sheets, we probably didn't get too many. I can't remember a single one, to be honest. And I don't think we did. Are we even on here? I don't think we got a single clean sheet all season. Defensively, we were obviously poor, but we got enough points to avoid relegation, and therefore we did achieve what we set out to do with this career mode. So hopefully, guys did enjoy this final episode of the Cadiz career mode. Make sure you do leave a like, if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.